Welcome to Thrones and Scones, your weekday morning podcast where we talk about Game of Thrones over breakfast. One of these days, maybe we'll talk about breakfast over Game of Thrones, but for the time being, we are here to hit Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. Thank you for welcoming us into your home, into your car, into your lovemaking sessions. Wherever you're playing this, it's Tony, Hans, and Jeremy joining you on this Tuesday. Hello, friends!
What's up?
What's going on?
How do you feel knowing that people might just be listening to us in their moments of passion?
It reminds me of The Office when Dwight makes the lovemaking CD for. That's one of my favorite parts of the entire series. That's so funny. And he thinks it's gonna be like a mixtape of songs, you know, to bring the lady back, and then it's just like, "Hello, this is Dwight Schrute." It's just the creepiest video.
Some friends and I in college, my freshman year, I think, were like, is there like audio porn? Like porn that's like read for blind people or whoever wants to, you know, be about that. And we're like, I don't know. So we decided to make a little file. And it was just like this 80s, you know, porn beat, like, wow. And then it was my friend basically just doing this voiceover of it, like, oh yeah, she's taking off her pants. she's putting her hair in a ponytail. Oh yeah, here come the underwear. She's got a penis. We got to do you got to have a twist for quality content. Let's just say it here. Well, back to Game of Thrones.
I don't watch porn unless there's a twist.
And by a twist, it's always a penis.
Yeah, well, something like that. And then almost at the end of every video I watch, there's usually just a M. Night Shyamalan.
I always appreciate when, you know, the happy couple or trio or a quintuplet, you know, finishes what they're about, and then. This is the genre that I'm going to make when I become a successful porn director. Everyone just kind of takes a couple deep breaths and just simultaneously turns and wide-eyed looks at the camera and just stares into your soul because they know what you did.
Like shaming you? Like,
yeah, exactly. Shaming you, breaking the fourth wall, all in one. It's pretty great. Yeah. Well, we're here to talk about Game of Thrones, believe it or not. Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. Do you guys want a little wiki action?
Hit me with that wiki. Give me. What do we have? We haven't done a good accent in a while. Well, I guess we had Jeremy's last time.
Oh, that was so good.
Less accent and just saying words wrong.
I don't know what you mean.
What's one we haven't done? Maybe someone from Game of Thrones.
Tyrion.
Jeremy, any idea? Tyrion? Do you have a Tyrion, Tony?
No, but let's see.
So
bad British accent. This is a dangerous place. I'm trying to think. What are things? I am the god of tits and wine. I don't think I got a Tyrion in me.
That sounds like a little lookout.
It's not really specific enough. I don't think. I don't shine with the subtlety here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can you do the Hound?
I could try the Hound.
You try the Hound.
Season 4, Episode 2. Oh, wait.
Every accent is just Arnold Schwarzenegger. Good old Arnie Schwartz.
Tyrion. Nope. I'm the Hound. Feels like you should put sunglasses on after he says, I'm the Hound. You want me to take you? Yeah, I could take you with me.
What about, we were talking about Liam Neeson the other day.
That's pretty Liam Neeson,
You really hate Liam Neeson. I think you almost had him there for a minute.
I don't know who you are, but Tyrion lends Jaime a hand. Joffrey and Marjorie host a breakfast. Ramsay finds a purpose for his pet. North of the wall, Bran sees where they must go. And I will kill you. That was a clusterfuck from start to finish. Thank you for entertaining my nonsense. And welcome to The Lion and the Rose. Boys, what do you want to hit first?
I was pretty disappointed in the episode. Did you guys overall enjoy it as much?
I did like this one.
Oh, really?
I didn't think it was too bad. But seriously, what the hell is up with Ramsey? Like he's so
the
great.
Django Unchained shaving scene.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like they knew the reaction they got from Joffrey and they wanted to just kind of repeat that and just take it even one higher of just insanity.
Yeah. We do, I mean, just for the barest of moments, see him get put in his place a little bit by Roose, which is nice.
Yeah.
We're finally he's got someone he has to answer to and feels good. But yeah, that whole thing is just a little messed up.
The hounds
really
and the
play out for
hunt,
them.
that part, again, just really unnecessary for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
so
dark.
much.
Yeah. That was not
dark
to start with the worst, but it gets dark quickly. I mean, he's a creep. He's fucked up and weird, but that just was a little excessive. So.
And it was not my least favorite part. I think my least favorite part was this. I just don't know what they were going for. So there's this, what I assume is a bridal shower happening, and the wedding party is all lined up at a table, and people are presenting gifts to the soon-to-be happy couple. And Tyrion gives Joffrey a book, and Joffrey's like, "Oh, the book." And then he has a look, and he's like, "You know what? We must all find some time for wisdom." And before that, he has that moment with the glorious oath known as Mace Tyrell, where he's like, "Maybe I should call you father." Like, he's really putting on this show. And then he goes and turns around, and the second he gets that Valyrian steel sword, he just literally hacks up a book and starts maniacally cackling. Why put on the show? Like, what was the point? Who was it for? It's not like you went and hacked away things in secrecy and silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
weird.
didn't really understand that. And yeah, Widow's Wail. What a lame-ass name for a sword.
Okay, all the other names that were yelled were far better than Widow's Wail.
Stormbreaker!
And then he picked.
I think he says Stormbreaker.
He does say Stormbreaker, yeah.
Which is Thor's axe, I think.
It is, yeah.
Little did Joffrey know, maybe he would have had a more successful wedding if he could summon the Bifrost at any given time. But he made a stupid choice, and he has to live with
What would be
that.
hilarious if they were like,
Widow's Wail.
Spider-Man, The Dark Knight, Iron Man.
There was another couple names yelled. That were far better than Widow's Wail.
Most anything
Yeah, it
could
would
be.
Well, what would if you had that fine Valyrian steel? What are you naming it?
Oh my gosh, that's very much putting me on the spot here. I think I might call it the Red Smile Maker.
The red smile. That way, if Stannis ever
The
comes
Red
back.
Dentist. Or, perhaps, I don't know. I don't know.
Be like Hodor not.
Hodor not.
Hodor not?
Yeah, Hod or not. That's really bad. That's a really bad one. Yeah.
I feel way better about my thing.
Yeah. No.
Thanks for that, buddy. That was nice of you.
I'm here for you. Let me go get Percocet.
Yeah, so I didn't get that moment. We have a lot of interesting things going on in King's Landing. Tyrion going full on Harry and the Hendersons with Shay in this episode. Get out of here. Can't you see we don't want you anymore?
You're a whore.
Like, this is, and I mentioned it a little bit in the last episode, I really kind of forgot these moments. And all of a sudden, things make a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah, I totally forgot too.
Because this is pretty, and you get it. I mean, you know from the get-go that it's like it's for her safety thing. She's not leaving. She doesn't believe him when he says it's dangerous and people are going to get hurt. And so this is like his way of getting her out of the city, getting her out of harm's way. And she, she's Shay, the funny horse. She doesn't see it.
Yeah, but knowing what we know in the future, like, it just seems the ultimatum of, like, what happens. So if she dies by someone else during that time period, at least he's able to still be with her, where the repercussions of this is so much worse.
Yeah. So I don't know. We gotta just kind of deal with Shay being a character I don't really care about or care for.
Well, they really don't. They really don't do
yeah.
a lot with her after this anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's not the only family trouble. Stannis burns his brother-in-law alive. Not that we've ever met Lord Axel Florent, but he does say, "Sleaze, I'm your brother," and then he burns.
And she's like, he deserves it.
Look, quick, it was just a quick exposition poop. Just a little nugget.
Just a little, yeah. An exposition corn nugget. It's beautiful.
An exposition chart.
What did you guys think about Jaime and Bronn getting their little training on together?
I actually wanted more in that scene. I mean, it was good, but it would have. He seems for someone who's such a master swordsman. He seems very kind of. I mean, yeah, I know it's his offhand, but he seems like he's never fought with a sword.
Or is he?
I was gonna say he seems to be doing much better than like I would be doing.
Are you a master swordsman? I didn't know that.
Well, how are we defining?
I'm a master something, if you know what I mean.
It's a cool little interaction that we get between them. I think it leads to some interesting stuff down the road. And this is another character thing that's created by the show. I mean, Jaime does train with the sword secretly in the books, but it's not Bronn training him. I actually think it's funnier, and they allude to it in the show when Jaime's talking about, Tyrion's like, just practice. And he's like, no, men talk. And he's like, so you need a silent swordsman or something, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the exact quote. But in the books, Jaime trains with Sir Ilan Payne, the executioner, who doesn't have a tongue. And so he can't tell anybody. And like every time they fight, and then they're just like sitting around talking afterwards, Jaime just starts talking about fucking his sister. And like Sir Ilan's always like horrified, like looking and listening, like, but he can't say anything. And so it's funny, I think. But yeah, I don't need to see any more of that man on screen, so I'm kind of glad that they went with Bronn instead.
We're good.
Yeah, I like the dynamic.
Bronn's a good character in the show.
Leading toward the end of things, there is another wedding. And, we've had a couple rough weddings in season 3, so this wedding must be better. Plus, it's only episode 2, so it's not like anything major is going to happen. Joffrey and Marjorie are wed in the Sept of Baelor. They have a beautiful moment, blah, 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 blah. They go to a reception, and people have a great time. Except for Cersei, who gets Brienne jealous real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what the wedding actually, so I think is the better part of the show for me. Like I said, the episode's a little slow, but I thought the little dwarf playing the Four Kings, I thought that was entertaining. I mean, that's what I was going to ask is like, what was your favorite dwarf in that actual thing? Whose costume did you appreciate the most?
I mean, it's got to be Renly's.
It's got to be Renly's.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
What was so funny is like, it kind of looked like Renly.
The whole blonde hair for
They kind of nailed it. Yeah,
for
I was
Tyrion.
pretty
good.
impressed. Yeah.
I love that moment just because of the, like, you get to see everybody's reactions with it.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that I had a problem with was Tommen's reaction. I get that, like, the first time, like, they come out and he giggles and then he looks at Tyrion and he feels shameful. But then, like, you see him later and he's kind of the only other one besides Cersei and Joffrey who are, like, into this moment. And it seems so weird because later they're going to paint him to be such this, like, empathic character. Mm-hmm. And it's like, maybe it's just like, oh, he's a kid and it's
comical,
funny things going on. So, it's shiny, so he's laughing. But it seems a little cross to me.
I didn't take it too much that way, just because I think he is like a kid, and I mean he obviously aged like 5 years since last season, but
it's true.
But yeah,
to be fair, he hasn't been introduced yet, so for all we know, this could be the reanimated corpse of Martin Lannister.
That's true. It's a very good point. Yeah, but I just figured he probably doesn't really know. Like, he's young enough that he doesn't really know what's going on or know these people, or I don't know. I didn't think it was too weird that he was like laughing about it.
The wedding goes off okay. The Reception, besides the weirdest pie in the world, I want to know how they bake them doves in without killing the doves.
Thank you.
It's like, I guess, a question for another day.
It's magic.
But then, and I don't know if you guys caught this in the show because it's easy to miss. Joffrey dies. He in what is pretty a graphic, death, actually significantly toned down from its depiction in the books, where he basically claws his throat in half trying to breathe. But this is still, very intense, very sudden. I remember, again, knowing that he's going to die at his wedding when I was watching the show. But just thinking wait, it's episode 2. Oh, people are going to be mad. And it was very cool. We're starting to learn that, okay, it's not just our favorites that are going to get their just desserts. We might get some satisfaction as well with some much deserved character deaths. And also, it might not be in episode 9.
Yeah.
They're kind of breaking their
mold.
Breaking their heavy set mold here.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of these few scenes as a whole?
I thought it was all right. Is this the way you would have wanted Joffrey to go?
It's hard to say. I think it's a pretty good one. It's kind of got because he deserves so bad,
He does.
So it's all right, it's at his wedding. It reduces him to a powerless state. You get to see him go beyond this psychopath into the fact where he's just I was going to say a kid, but then it sounds really sadistic. But, where he's just helpless and calling for his mommy, which, to be fair, yeah, you're allowed to if you're choking to death like this.
Yeah.
But
and I
thought it was pretty good.
If you had just these 2 episodes with the introductions we had in the prior episode, do you think it leads you into thinking that Oberyn did it or no?
No. I think they're trying to tell you that Tyrion did it.
Yeah, see, that's the one person I didn't think was, he doesn't even come off guilty looking during that period. And it's oh, nope, he, Cersei says arrest him, and he's just stands there. I'm why wouldn't you be I didn't do anything, why would you arrest me? He's usually so on top of all these comebacks and your arrest. With the whole Catelyn and that conversation of I'm innocent and yet here I am, you're threatening me. But in this situation, he just stands there and takes it. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a little odd.
Really, yeah. As Tyrion says in the next episode, the only person we know for sure is Cersei.
Yeah, didn't do it. It's a good.
Didn't do it. But yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think that they're alluding to too much. Knowing the answer, going back and watching, you do see the moments happen.
Yep.
But I think even if you were really paying attention and you didn't know what to look for, you wouldn't necessarily catch it.
Yeah, I was thinking about this too, and the only thing that I think seemed off was the fool guy, or Sir Dantos. Yeah, Sir Dantos. He's the only one that seemed a little off, because he kind of came out of nowhere, right? We haven't seen him in a long time. They reintroduce him, and then he, immediately, right as it's happening, comes up and pulls Sansa out. And, that was the only thing to me, as far as just isolating these 2 episodes out, that was the only thing to me that seemed off or that seemed weird. It didn't come off that Tyrion did it, just because, again, he went back and picked up the cup and was looking at it and stuff. He didn't look guilty by any means. And I do think, from a build-up standpoint, it did seem like the show was trying to make you think that Oberyn might be involved, because why else do this big, long exposition about him hating the Lannisters and all this stuff, but right before this happened. So, but then they don't really have him in this episode much, or related to the wedding or anything. So then it that kind of wasn't my immediate thought, but I could see why how the show might have wanted to lean people that way to kind of misdirect, but I don't know.
Actually, one of the only 2 times we see him in this episode, I thought was a mistake, actually. I wonder if it was just a flub and they kept it in, because it's basically Tyrion getting flustered. I forget what conversation he's coming from, but then he crosses paths with Oberyn, who says hi. And Tyrion goes, hi. And that's the whole interaction. And I'm like, did they forget a line? Were they not supposed to speak at all? Like, or maybe that's just what it was.
Well, they're building up to that really, really like evident relationship on why Oberyn feels, he has to defend him, right? Like he has to.
I don't think he feels like he has to defend him at all.
I know. I'm being sarcastic.
He just wants to kill the other dude.
I want to kill.
But there has to be a relationship there. That high and high is meaningful.
I guess.
Deep.
I suppose so. Yeah, we're gonna find out in season 8 that conversation was the key to everything. There was a wink and a finger point, and man, deep.
So what's the rationale behind? So Marjorie goes up and says that she's gonna, all the leftovers are gonna go to the poor or whatever, and then Cersei says feed it to the dogs or whatever. That's just like I get that she's still not happy with Marjorie and is just in general a bitch, but
I think she's just trying to exercise the power. I would say while she has this, she technically doesn't, but she's just grasping onto it.
Yeah.
And she even says to Pycelle, he's like, the queen said, and she's like, you will do this. You'll feed the leftovers to the hounds, or we'll feed you to the hounds.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
There was one other moment I liked at the wedding, specifically, and that's when Jaime, tries to go over and threaten Loras and put on this whole thing. He says it won't matter because you'll never marry her, and then Loras just looks at him and says, "Neither will you."
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Which is very true. And then he quickly gets out of there.
Oh yeah,
because he knows his. Now I did notice at the on shoot of the episode, there's a nudity warning. So I wrote my little good, bad, and jugglies section down, and then I didn't write anything down, and I can't recall anything in particular.
I can't either. Now that you say that,
like there is the one moment with that gymnast girl, who Podrick takes a really, 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 really long look at, and she's like doing the upside down splits, and it's pretty graphic, but I don't think she's naked or anything. But maybe they just put it in there for safekeeping.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I don't have anything written down either. So I don't know.
Who's to say? Maybe it was just somebody in the back of the wedding, just like furiously going at it, and we missed it.
Maybe. I got a question for you guys.
I'd love to hear that question.
Unless there's any more good, bad, and or what seems to be no jugglies.
No jugglies. That's everything I had, actually.
Yeah.
So we got a little more characters introduced. We've had a lot of characters for a long time. If you guys could replace one actor or actress, and switch them out for any actor or actress that exists, who would you pick, and
oh my god, that's such
who would you pick?
Okay. So, who do I think is one of the weaker performances? Because so many of them are great fits.
Yeah, I really do think so. Do you guys want to hear mine, just to give you some time to think?
Oh yeah please.
Alrighty. So I would choose, and not that I don't think he does an excellent job, it's more just for the hilarity's sake of what I think would happen to have it flipped. So I would swap Podrick out, okay, for Brad Pitt. Just to have Brad Pitt be like just kind of a random squire that shows up a lot in the episodes but never really does much. And just everyone would wonder, like, why the hell are they spending so much money on this character? And never have it be explained.
Hey, he did that Deadpool 2 cameo. Maybe he'd be down for it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I like that kind of style of just throwing people off.
That's good.
So I'm going to kind of use your sort of version of things here. Cheating, I suppose. But I would take Bronn and replace him with Samuel L. Jackson. Just because I think that little, sassiness of Bronn could use a motherfucker or two.
Or two at the end. No. And some snakes and planes.
Yeah, some snakes, some scripture verses, whatever.
Yeah.
Continuing that, I'd take the Hound, Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Will
but make him just as dark. Like,
Just make him as dark, but he has to
just
wear like
Will Ferrell.
armor where he's showing his gut half the time because I like to show off the chest hair and the gut all the time.
I like that. I
God,
like
that'd
that.
be good.
The only part of mine that falls apart a little bit is the whole like Podrick being just the ladies' man thing, right? Because it's unexpected. Where obviously Brad Pitt is just slaying the thing. It's like
No, I like
that's a given.
that everyone in the show would treat Brad Pitt like he's just a nobody. I kind of love that.
Or even better, we could have Arya be Will Ferrell.
All good. Anybody got any? Anybody got any others? Any more?
I would like
any
to
more
replace,
serious suggestions?
I would like to replace Thoros of Myr with Danny DeVito. I think that could be a great.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Tormund Giantsbane. I feel like Danny DeVito could just be put in for anybody.
For anyone,
Put him in
yeah,
for
sure.
the mountain.
Oh, that could be great. That could be great.
Trying to think of some good White Walker substitutions.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Just to have a very recognizable face.
Just like throw it in there.
Did you guys know there actually are? I know we haven't even met him in the show yet, but apparently there are 2 different actors for the Night King or the Night's King. I don't know which one.
I didn't
it is.
know that.
I didn't either. I found that out the other day. Like they switched mid-season at some point. Fun fact.
That is a little fun fact.
I would like to replace.
Have Dragon
perhaps-
with Barney.
What was that?
Have Dragon with Barney. I'm not even gonna attempt. It's Dragon.
Drogon.
Oh, I'm staring at it.
I tell you what, I'm not the biggest Jorah Mormont fan. So who could we replace Jorah Mormont with that I might like a little bit better?
Someone Australian. He feels like an Australian character to me.
No, he's not cool enough.
I know.
He's got to be a little late. I think if you made Jorah Mormont John Mulaney, I might like him a little bit better. You know?
Who's John Mulaney?
He's just a comedian. He's a comedian. I think that he could be, that the weird, quirky. You could believe that he's just kind of madly in love with him, but I wouldn't think it's as awkward and uncomfortable. I appreciate it. And I mean, we could probably use a third Dario.
Yeah, I mean, or a version 3 Tommen.
Version 3 Tommen, sure.
Tywin.
I think what we need to do is take Tommen and make him another character.
Oh, there you go. Throw Tommen in as Jorah Mormont.
Like, we could do Tywin with Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, interesting. Is he still alive?
I have no idea. I would
hope
love
so.
his accent. Trying to do British. It'd be great.
You might be a Lannister.
He might be Lannister.
If you fucked your sister, you might be a Lannister.
And also a redneck.
That's a good. This is a nice question. Nice question, Hans. You know who I could stand to change out actually? Shay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could make Shay like Gal Gadot.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
trying to think of-
Jeremy.
Yeah.
If you had to change out your empty mouth with a mouthful of scone, what scone would you choose today?
Well, today I would go with orange cranberry. It is from the Dorothy Lane Market. Honestly, another amazing scone. So what I liked about this one,
I heard amazing, and I think that's pretty.
No. Well,
freaking
I explained
expansive.
the problem with
Great
orange
review.
scones.
That's like 2 more
This one is
syllables
worth
than we
talking
gave
about.
Hans
It's
yesterday.
So good.
Don't get greedy, you bastard.
You bastard. That's right.
Shut your mouth.
Shut
You've had your time.
Shut your mouth.
We're kind of wondering now. Jeremy's done a lot of Dorothy Lane repeats. He's pretty much done positive reviews only. We're launching a full-scale investigation because we obviously don't want any. We don't want.
Where's
any,
the collusion?
We don't want any collusion. We don't want any bias. We definitely are starting to suspect something here. So stay with us.
Especially, that one time when he said the scones were fantastic.
Yeah. We're not here to do. We're not here to just get sponsorships. I mean, we are. If you want to sponsor us, please.
Whoa. Yes, Dorothy Lane sponsor us.
But we're going to hold true to our scone reviews.
Yes. We've got morals. You can't touch them. But you can touch that play button when we return tomorrow for Season 4, Episode 3. In the meantime, hit us up at thronesandscones.com. And don't forget to ponder this question as you sleep at night. Are you down with GOT?
Yeah, you know me.
I'm going to make carrot cake scones.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Interesting.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Are you a carrot cake fan with fruit in it, like raisins, or are you no raisins?
I fuck with raisins, yeah.
Yeah. I fuck with it.
And I don't think that many baked goods are improved by nuts, but I don't scoff at walnuts in carrot cake either.
Oh, see,
I respect that decision.
so wait, so you don't like brownies with nuts? You'd much rather just have...
Okay, brownies are like my worst offender. Nuts ruin brownies for me. They overpower the flavor. They get all in my texture business, especially if I'm like, topping it with some nice cold ice cream and some cream fraiche.
cream fraiche?
And then I just go through it. I'm like, oh yeah, the textures, daddy. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, nope, I'm a peanut. It just ruins my whole day.
Yeah, I don't like chocolate
brownies.
chips in my brownies.
Interesting. I'm okay with chocolate chips. I think that they get all melty and ooey gooey. Yeah, brownies, banana bread, nuts pretty much make it worse for me. And then there's just other things like I had this place would only make chocolate chip cookies that had walnuts in them, and they were good. But I'm like, do you just have regular chocolate chip cookies? And this is like nuts are like the most allergenic thing, right? It's the DoubleTree hotel chain. Like their thing is they make cookies, but they only make that cookie. And it's like, you're really going to exclude the nut people from eating your cookies? Seems weird. I'm not one of those nut people, but I just don't want them.
Yeah. Do you guys want to guess how I like my brownies?
I bet that you don't.
What does that say?
Straight in the trash can because they're gross.
Ugh. An animal among men.
Emily got ordered some cookies from this bakery. I want to say it was in San Francisco. We just got them delivered today from it's like the Bang Bakery. So you open the box and it says you've been banged, which is kind of funny to me. But so she got a peanut butter and jelly cookie.
Okay.
It was like rated like number 2 on this blog for like shipped cookies of like the best cookie. It was I'm not a big jelly person, like peanut butter. Like I like peanut butter sandwiches, but I don't like jelly on my sandwiches. This was delicious. The problem
you said it was from San Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco or San Diego. I can't remember. Was the Bang Bakery?
Bang, just BANG.
Yeah. So
the jelly thing is underrated. There was a Girl Scout cookie for a moment that I think was called like pinata or something, and it had a little jelly on top, and I liked it. And then they destroyed it, and my heart along with it.
Yeah. So yeah, we had one. We split one tonight, and it's one of those. Have you ever had like the cookies where they're like thick cookies, like they're like chocolate chip or whatever, but they're like the size of, I don't know, probably like a good inch and a half high.
Sure.
Yeah. So like the middle is done but not done, so it was like chewy. Yeah, that's exactly what this was. It was so good. So.
Now, when you say thick, are you spelling that with a CK or 2 C's?
Oh, two C's. 2 C's.
Oof, then all of a sudden I'm sweating.
It was so thick. I could barely.
Such a thick boy.
I was choking on it.